Hey everyone, my name is DJ Forever Play, and I have a life story to share with you. Now, I've worked in retail for some years. I've worked a lot of jobs. I've been a batch maker for Sherwin Williams, car wash, I worked at a retail warehouse, I did UPS. Um, oh man, I did security, so much security. I've dug ditches for cemeteries. I did some bodyguard work. I've done a lot of jobs. I had more jobs than people maybe twice my age. But it's all experience. There was one particular time now. I don't promote this, I don't regret this. But one time I was working in Macy's in the downtown area where I live at. And when I went up there to fill out the application, and one young lady, she knew me because she knew my sister works there. And so when I filled out the application, and they said, okay, well, we'll send it to somebody and see what they'll say. But the next day, I got the call, and they said they would like to set me up for an interview. I said, okay. So I went there and interviewed the guy, and he said, well, we have a position for stock person. I said, that'd be great. And they said, yeah, you'll be on the fourth floor, the electronics area, electronics and furniture. I said, perfect, that'd be great. And I met a whole cast of crazy characters. This one guy, Carmine, he couldn't read, but he was a hard worker. And oh my God, whenever that guy had some beer and eggs for dinner the previous night, that man had some bad farts. I was like, oh God, come on, Carmine, don't do that. Don't do that, man. I'm hungry, but I'm not. You just boiled my appetite. Then I met other people. I met my friend Chris. I met this one guy. He was the floor manager, and but that was when electronics was getting real big. That's when the Sony Discman first came out. The Casio Watchmen, the Sony Watchmen, and there's a lot of other stuff that came out. The radios with the big speakers and stuff like that. And I always had this jacket on. This one jacket because it's kind of cool up in there. So I had a jacket on that had an inside pocket that reached all the way around my back and to the other side, like left and right. And Walkmans were first coming out real big, cassette Walkmans. And I was taking a lot of that stuff. And I would sell it at the campuses on Rutgers in New Brunswick. I had camcorders when they first came out, the little portable camcorders. I had a lot of Discmans. I had a bunch of those. I say approximately about $25,000 in merchandise. I was probably boosting, and I was selling everything, kind of offset. Like Discmans were like $100. Walkmans were about $40 to $30, and whatever else I can get my hands on. Now, I'm not bragging, because I really don't have no regrets because that place was losing so much money. People were taking stuff I wasn't even aware of, like district managers. They would sign off on furniture they didn't buy and have it delivered to their houses. A lot of stuff was going out that place. I mean, what I was doing was like nothing compared to what was going out. I mean, big plasma TVs, furniture like sofas and end tables and all that stuff, mattresses. That was just going out and going to strange addresses. And I used to look at that stuff. I was like, yo, why is such and such buying this? Huh, okay. So I'm like, I'm not the only crooked one up in there. I mean, I've also used to screw them off in the overtime. I used to come in early, clock in, and just go upstairs and go to sleep. Like I go in real early. I get there like about 6:30 in the morning, and I stay asleep until it's time to actually work. So I should make a whole bunch of overtime. So at the time, they was paying me like back in 88, 89. They was paying me about like $5, $6 an hour. So I just wanted some overtime. And then the stuff I was making off the electronic equipment, when I just go to the campuses and the colleges, I used to make a killing. But I look at that back in the day, I was young, dumb, didn't know no better. And I kind of miss it, but it's a matter of just sometimes my principles sometimes would get in the way. I mean, they one time gave me an award of Employee of the Month. I was like, okay. But they didn't know what I was doing. So I'll take it. But I look back and it was like, sometimes jobs would treat you like shit. And my reasoning of getting back at certain jobs, because they worked me like a dog, didn't really get all that appreciation. And me and another friend of mine, we used to just explore up in the buildings. They had upper floors that they don't use, more like storage and maybe offices. Now they had an auditorium where they have like buyers, and that's when Liz Taylor's White Diamonds first came out. And it was like, oh, I'm gonna get this for my girlfriend. Yeah, I'm gonna take the bottle right here. And we go in the kitchen. We ate all the rum raisin ice cream. It was in there. We just did all kinds of crazy stuff. But I only lasted there for like a year and a half. And then I found somewhere else to work. And none was the wiser. But this is not a reason to be doing what to do, because I was young. I never really had money like I was making. And it was just temptation. It was about of temptation. Had all the Walkmans. I wanted the nice bassy earphones and the Discman. And I gave my mother a camcorder at one time. I gave her a Sony Watchman so we could watch TV. And they wonder how I get all this stuff. It's like, yeah, I worked a lot. I work a lot of hours. And it's like, okay. But I wouldn't say regrets. It was, I don't know. It was just a time in my life that I had all this money that I never had when I was younger, much younger than I was. But I started having all this money. One time I had like a couple $1,000s on me in cash. And that was the most I had in my life. Money, handed like money. I could buy anything I want. Clothes, coats, and jewelry and stuff like that. It felt good. But karma sometimes can be a bitch. And maybe what I'm going through now is some retro karma that needs to be coming back to me. So after all that, after I left my 20s and my 30s, I was more like an honest person, doing what I had to do, working hours and stuff like that. But times when I felt neglected, or people using me for, especially when I became a store manager. My district manager would always work me to death. Like I worked like 80 something hours one particular week. Then my assistant manager, she played like she was sick. She wasn't sick. She just wanted to spend time shopping with her mother. but I had worked like over 80 hours, and the manager, I guess I was salary, so I didn't get no time and a half. I didn't even get paid time off. So I remember that I was a liquidating manager from the old store, and we was getting rid of merchandise, and I had bought these blazers for like $1 a piece, and I kept the tags and everything on them, kept them in my closet, and then I started returning them back for the regular price. And boom, I was getting mad, either money or I was getting other items, like exchange for other items. Because how you going to just work me to death and don't even give me no pay time off or no overtime or anything like to help me out? They didn't even give me no extra help to help me out in the store. So I said, okay, I'll teach you. I'll teach you. But I stop all that though. Sometimes it's just do my job and be honest. Because things will come back on you if you're not careful. And like I said, karma is a bitch. Karma is a bitch. But thank you for hearing my life story, kind of confessional. Thank you for listening. Have a great day and please subscribe to the channel. Take care.